Good morning, everyone. Welcome to White. Yep, it is on. I'm getting gun shy about this thing. Welcome to White River Buddhist Temple. Today is March 23rd. We're sort of deep into March Madness. If those of you are participating, we're glad to have you here today. We will have Reverend Cindy, I think, is still in Japan. She'll be back soon, but she's getting some extra training at the home temple in Kyoto. So we have Sarah and Dave here today to officiate, and we will start with chanting Jusei Ge. You'll find that on page 23 of your service book. Will those who are able to please rise, and we will have the reading of the three treasures. You'll find that on page 3 of our service book. Three treasures. Fortunate is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Rare to encounter the teachings of the Buddha. Now we hear it. We do not seek the truth of the Dharma in this life. In what life shall we find it? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken within us our highest aspiration. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the Dharma and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in a life of harmony, in a spirit of universal brotherhood, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriad of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful teaching. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teachings. Namo Amitabhats, Namo Amitabhats, Namo Amitabhats, Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. So we will have our gatha or song. It's called When We See the Golden Sun. Maybe it's a bit of wishful thinking, but I would like to see some sunshine. I see blossoms on the trees, so we're getting there. So it's on page 183, and number 2 on the CD player. Thank you. You may be seated. Now we will have our Dharma message from Sarah.
You're trying to trick me because I'm not awake yet. All right. Please join me in Gasho, or bow your head in contemplation and respect for this reading from the Contemplation Sutra. The light emanating from Amida Buddha's features and marks shines everywhere throughout the worlds of the 10 quarters, grasping and never abandoning sentient beings of the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandawas. 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 All right, well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. So the passage I quoted today is from the Contemplation Sutra, as it is quoted by Shinran Shonin in his major work, the Kyogyo Shinsho. In this sutra, Queen Vaidehi is imprisoned by her son, Prince Ajatashatru. She is imprisoned because she chose to feed her husband, King Bimbisara, who had been imprisoned by their son earlier and was starving to death. Queen Vaidehi calls out to Shakyamuni Buddha and asks how her son has become so evil. She also asks if an evil person like herself can be saved. Shakyamuni Buddha guides her in choosing Amida Buddha's Pure Land from the many Buddha lands as the place that she should aspire to go. He then instructs Queen Vaidehi to visualize Amida Buddha's Pure Land and all of the beings there. The quote I began with today is when Shakyamuni Buddha is describing Amida Buddha to Queen Vaidehi so that she can better visualize him. The part of this quote that stands out most to me actually comes after the visualization portion. It is, grasping and never abandoning sentient beings of the Nembutsu. This speaks to the compassion of Amida Buddha, who created a Pure Land for all imperfect, foolish beings. And it is the topic of compassion that I would like to talk with you about today. So, last year in November, I had the opportunity to go to Japan. I think everybody knows that because I was very excited. My husband and I flew into Haneda Airport, and we stayed at a hotel in Nishi Shinjuku. It's just kind of right in the middle of everything. It's great. It's also quiet. I had booked a few tours at the beginning of our stay for us to, get our feet wet, as the expression goes. So one of the first tours took us down to Kamakura to visit many of the shrines and temples there. The one that I had most looked forward to was Kotokuin, so I could see the Great Buddha. And yes, it is really large. It's very big. The most lasting impression, however, came from a different temple, one by the name of Hasedera Inn. Hasedera Inn is a Jodoshu temple not far away from Kotokuin. The grounds are surrounded by lush greenery. Up a flight of stone stairs, you will see hundreds of Jizo statues. In the Kannon-do, or Kannon Hall, there's a large statue of Kannon Bosatsu. And in the Amida-do, or Amida Hall, there is a big golden statue of Amida Buddha. Kannon Bosatsu is described as the Bodhisattva of compassion. Amida Buddha is the Buddha of infinite wisdom and compassion. At this temple, I would meet a Bodhisattva who would teach me about compassion in the form of a praying mantis. I decided to name this guy Kannon after my experiences at Hasedera Inn. After wandering around the beautiful temple grounds, we stopped at the cafe and eating area. They had fresh mitarashi dango for sale. And of course, I bought one because they're delicious. If you are not familiar, it's a rice cake with a sweet soy sauce on it. There is some back on the table for you to enjoy after the service. I figured it was wrong to talk about how yummy it was and then not share some. So please do enjoy afterwards. As I carried my treasure over to the tables to eat, my attention was drawn by the sounds of children shrieking. Now, you may be wondering why that would have drawn my attention. Here, it's really not that abnormal, I guess. In Japan, though, it was very out of the norm. All the children I had seen so far were very quiet, very well behaved. So I glanced over to see what was going on, and I saw the children freaking out and swinging their backpacks at this small green creature that was trying to fly desperately away. When they finally withdrew, it landed on a table. Most of the people seemed scared of it. A few seemed to feel bad for it. It was obvious that the location was not a good location for it. But nobody was trying to help it move out of the way either. So I went over, mitarashi dango in my left hand, and I reached out with my right hand to this little praying mantis. And it very calmly walked onto my hand, even after all of that, as if it knew I was trying to help it. So I carried it over. I carried it over to a small tree, hearing a gasp around me because I picked up a bug. There were a few relieved thank yous also, but mostly gasps. But I released it on the tree, and I watched it do its little mantis dance. I'm going to call it the happy dance. It's when they're kind of doing the forward and back. It would have been easy to overlook this creature or say, you know what, it's just a bug, who cares? But something told me that the right thing, the compassionate thing to do, was to move it. Who would have thought that a lesson in compassion would come from such a small creature in a temple housing both Kannon Bosatsu and Amida Buddha? So how do we manifest compassion in our daily lives? When we deeply receive Amita's compassion, we cannot help but reflect it in our relationships and actions. Through our interactions with others, be they human or other, we have the opportunity to respond compassionately even when it is difficult to do so. You see, Amita's compassion embraces all beings without discrimination. It is written that Shinran Shonin often said, "When I consider deeply the vow of Amita, which arose from 5 kalpas of profound thought, I realized that it was entirely for the sake of myself alone. Then how I am filled with gratitude for the primal vow in which Amita settled on saving me, though I am burdened thus greatly with karma." This personal realization of being saved by Amita's compassion naturally extends outward to embrace all beings, for we see that all are equally embraced by this same compassion. In closing, please join me in Gasho, or bow your head in contemplation and respect as we say, Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandawats, namandawats, namandawats.
Thank you for your Dharma message and for leaving the microphone on. You have more compassion than I do. Oh, very, very, very touching story. So if those of you are able, please rise. We will have the singing of Odok-san 2. You'll find that on page 153 of your purple service book, and remain standing after the gatha or song. We will have a recitation of the daily creed. Please turn to page 8 of your book for the Daily Creed of Jodo Shinshu. Read along with me. Realizing enlightenment is assured and reciting the Nembutsu, I shall live my life cheerfully and positively. Understanding the oneness of life and cultivating self-reflection, I shall diligently attend to my life's tasks in gratitude. Recognizing the Dharma path, I shall help the teachings of the Buddha. Appreciating the Buddha Dharma, I shall respect and help others, working for the good of society. Namo Idavats, Namo Idavats, Namanda, Namanda. Thank you. You may be seated. We'll have announcements, and many of the items we're talking about are on this little blue sheet. You can, if you haven't got one, you can pick one up on the table on the way out. We'll start.
We are having our Engaging the Dharma group discussion afterwards, and it's going to be a subject that I think everybody here could have some input on. And it's, why are we here? And it's not in the global existence kind of thing. It's literally, why are we here, right here? So, and there's a bunch of food back there.
Yeah, just a couple of things. We're having a Bonadorti meeting Tuesday night at 7 at Zoom. The issues are, we're dealing with maybe possibility of having food trucks. I think we're going to discuss the menu. And also we're kind of thinking about having T-shirts to be, or maybe hoppy coats. If you're interested, let me know and I'll send you a copy of the link for the Zoom meeting. The other thing is the ABA is having a field trip to the Meeker Mansion in Puyallup. Ezra Meeker was a pioneer of the valley, and Meeker Street in Kent is named after him. So there's a sign-up sheet in the back if you're interested. It's April 17th. Thank you.
One of the reasons we look forward to April is because of Hanamatsuri and the BWAT. So that's what I'm talking about this morning. The sign-up sheet will be in the back. Remember, we have these beautiful tea sandwiches. We have a little lighter fare, so maybe we might say heavy appetizers. So we have a variety of food. It's just different than a usual potluck. And kind of represents the butterflies, the flowers, all the beautiful things about spring, and the baby Buddha. So take a look at the back bulletin board. I have some categories there. Thank you.
Hello. Hello. Just got back from Berkeley over at a minister's assistant program training. And I was able to check out the bookstore, and I have some new books that I donated to the library that were highly recommended. One was The Making of American Buddhism by Scott A. Mitchell. And he's actually the president of IBS. And then there was another book that I know other people might be interested in. It's called Leaves of My Heart, and selected works from the Tinkling of the Golden Bell collection by Lady Takeko Kujo. And this one right here came recommended, so I picked that up. And then there was one other book that was highly recommended. They didn't have many copies, or otherwise I'd have picked up more. But it's by Jeff Wilson, and it's called Living Nembutsu, Applying Shinran's Radically Engaged Buddhism to Life and Society. So these will be available for checkout if you're interested in checking out the books. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave, for expanding our library and opening new horizons for us. Next Sunday, BWA will be having its spring meeting after service. Members are welcome. Just review what we've been just review what we've done, and just our traditional prize draw will be there. So look forward to any members who wish to attend next week. So we will close this meeting with our closing words. If you know them, fine. If not, I'll just read them from here. My life is not only my life, but also the life of others' sacrifices, kindness, thoughtfulness, and patience. I am grateful. Namo Idapits, Namo Idapits, Namanda, Namanda. Thank you all for attending. You're welcome to come and make oshoko or offering at our incense burners and stay for the discussion. We're glad to have you here and hope to see you soon. Thank you.